Hello. Today we're going to be discussing the second Turner Prize winner, Howard Hodgkin, who was actually nominated the first year of the prize in 1984 and then happened to win in 85. He has a very, very long career spanning all the way back to the late 40s, and he actually had two exhibitions going upon his death in 2017. So he was a very active artist, though we will see the impact that this had on his life and others. So he was born into two working families, um, working parents rather, in London in the 30s, and almost immediately, at a very young age, had to leave, and he lived in the States after the bombing of London. But upon his return, he actually left school in about his secondary high school education, and for the next 10 years or so, he had started to create his style and started to publish his own works and get exhibits, and we can see his first major work here with memoirs. Though this style will continue to develop into something that we see here in some of his later works following in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, like with Going for a Walk with Andrew, tends to use much more texture. As he liked to call it, there's a certain physicality or a sensual aspect that he wanted to invoke in the people who experienced his art, not just saw his art, but experienced it. He considered not only creating, but viewing any of this with more than just the visual sense. As you can see here, Mrs. Action in Delhi, very clearly not so much what is depicted on the page, or on the board rather, and Tears, one of my favorite pieces by any artist, but I think it's very emblematic of not so much what he's trying to show us, but what he's trying to convey, what he's trying to tell, what he's trying to emote through the art. Goodbye to Naples as well, In a Public Garden, one of his more famous works here that you can tell it's not so much what is on the page, right? It's what your mind almost wants to fill in, what your sensibilities want to fill in on the rest of what maybe you don't see, maybe what you do see, maybe what you feel. And this kind of goes into his life as well and his approach to his art. It was very difficult for him to create art. He did not necessarily advocate for it, though he knew that he had to do it, and he very much imparted this into the people around him, and it's what he's mainly remembered for in his legacy within the British art world. Um, Beyond that, obviously, he was a Turner Prize winner. He's one of the most important queer figures in the art world and probably Britain in general. And his commitment, I think, to these ideas, despite how much he felt himself to suffer in the life of art, is something I think we can all take away.